Hey, you found my hike. Oh, good for you. Good for you. Very nice. I'm so excited today because I found a parking spot really close to the trailhead today. I didn't have to walk at all, hardly. That always confuses me. People will go to their gym or to their hike and they'll try to find the closest spot. They'll circle the parking lot for an hour and then they'll go inside the gym and they'll get on the closest treadmill to the front door, stand there for like an hour and then go home. I guess they don't think the in-between steps count. We're gonna have a great hike today and these steps are gonna count. So pull up a chair, get as close as you can to the video, take your protein pills, put your helmet on, and let's take a hike. Well, let me tell you about my hiking guest today. She is so busy. I can't believe she has time to even hike today. She's so creative, always doing something. She had her own sitcom called Whitney. She starred in. She also co-created Two Broke Girls, that TV series. She's on the Comedy Central roasts often. She's so funny. And she also wrote and directed her own film called The Female Brain. She's a very funny stand-up comic, has Netflix specials out. She's doing it all. And today she's doing my hike. Today we're hiking with the fabulous Whitney Cummings. Whitney, your voice sounds a little hoarse. I heard that you've kind of been like on bed rest or something for that?
Yeah, that's why I had to cancel this once, I think. I sound like a lunch lady from Long Island now. I kind of like it.
It is kind of sexy,
isn't it? It's kind of Kathleen Turner from Who's
Kathleen.
Afraid of Virginia Woolf.
Yes.
I lost my voice and I couldn't speak for like 7 days.
What happened? That's horrible for you because you like to speak.
Well, everyone was thrilled in my life. Everyone was so excited. They're like, don't speak. You really have to just take this seriously. I haven't put on makeup to go on a hike since I was dating weirdos in my 20s.
But you have such great skin. You
you.
Always have some kind of lotion on there.
Why does everyone says I have great
kind
skin?
Of cream or
but then
oil.
everyone says I lie about my age and then I'm like 80. So I'm like, so do I have great skin for an 80-year-old? I'm so codependent.
We're going really slow today.
I know, and there's all these children and they're starting to scare me. Because I'm worried one of them might like cling to me or something.
You're almost behaving like an 80-year-old, like former starlet.
I really am. I'm like, it's a Sunset Boulevard.
Yeah, you know
I'm
it is.
Gloria Swanson.
You're Gloria Swanson.
Like, where's my
all of a
hat?
sudden.
I need my fan.
Jeez.
Don't let the
what's
children
that?
come close to me.
Where's Whitney? This does not even sound like you. Is there a rubber mask I'm going to pull off?
Is it crazy? Does it sound too crazy?
No, but it sounds kind of different.
My number one favorite thing that makes me laugh the most is people.
You just like people that are in trouble. Whitney, you're driving over here today.
Yes, sir.
What are you listening to on the radio? Is it news? Is it music?
I Ubered, so
Oh.
whatever he was listening to, which I believe was Enrique Iglesias' Hero, underrated song.
When you Uber, is it Select? Is it Black Car?
It's usually X.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is that where your ex-boyfriend drives?
Yes. I knew you were gonna do that.
They don't charge you, but it's a real quiet drive.
Yes, it's just an awkward drive
Yeah.
with a lot of resentment.
Yeah.
And you pay them, but then you also have to pay them back the money you owe them at the end.
Yeah.
So it ends up being a little more expensive. But
Do you mind if the Uber driver is texting and driving?
I do mind,
You do
yes.
mind? You
I
don't
get
like
in
that?
fights with Ubers all the time, Uber drivers.
Do you?
I'm like, put the phone down. Stay focused.
Yeah.
Mommy's got shit to do.
Get back in the front seat.
Yeah, like, it's amazing. I one time had an Uber driver call me a bitch. Yeah, I got in a big fight with an Uber driver.
How'd you rate him?
Because I knew he was 5 stars. But I don't want my rating
You
to go
love that.
down.
Isn't it funny as a comic, you feel like you have to give things a date? You know, I was taking a shower about 2 weeks ago.
Always, I can't remember who it was. One comic went up and everything had happened yesterday.
Yeah.
Or this week. It was like,
yesterday was a busy day for
you
that
were like,
guy.
wow, yesterday was crazy. You met a racist, you got evicted, your car got towed.
I always think that you like living in a world of chaos.
Really?
Yeah, I think you like that kind of energy and adrenaline. Is that
I
true?
gravitate towards it. Yeah, I mean, it's true. I grew up in an alcoholic home. Don't be jealous. And I'm really into epigenetic imprinting. There was a lot of chaos in my household, and I've learned that
Wait, let's go back. What's that word?
Epigenetic imprinting.
Is that the needle that goes into your chest?
That is not. That is the.
What's that called?
The EpiPen?
EpiPen. And yours is Epi.
I don't think it has to go to your chest either.
No, it
goes
does.
into your
It goes into the
arm.
heart.
Oh, does it?
You didn't see Pulp Fiction?
Oh, wait a second. The EpiPen is for like bee stings and allergies. It's like a shot of adrenalin, but maybe they put it in your heart
I saw that in
sometimes.
Pulp Fiction. I base all my medical
Right.
care on
I'm
movies.
saying that's where you got your degree.
Yes.
I'm sorry. To answer your question, yes, epigenetic imprinting, I think, really confirmed what you're saying. If you had a mother who was stressed out, you're such a ninja. With chaos and stress and a sort of high octane situation, they produce adrenaline in their bodies, which gets into the womb of the baby, and the baby gets an adrenaline addiction even before they're born. The same way a crack baby comes
And that's
out.
what you have.
I think so. I've worked on it. I mean, I'm in 12-step programs. I've been in therapy for 10 years. I'm working on it. But I think you kind of have to be a performer, don't you?
Am I going too fast for you, by the way?
No, I can't tell. I'm walking like a Clydesdale. Like I'm picking my feet up so it looks like I'm walking. I'm also so afraid that I'm going to trip. And if I just go out of frame, I'll be so humiliated. Have you ever had somebody stop you while you were doing the show?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Who
Yeah.
were you with?
It's like for trespassing mostly.
Yeah, no.
Sorry, you can't come back here. It's our yard.
But has everyone ever been like, hey, can I get a...
Oh, yeah.
The things people stop you, it's unbelievable. I'll be in an airport on the phone.
I know.
And people will go, excuse me,
I know.
my girlfriend's a big fan. Could you record my voice reading?
Yes.
I'm like, dude, I have headphones in. I'm talking.
I just point.
No, then they'll be like, oh yeah, just wait. I mean, I have people come up to me and they're like, hey! And I'm like, you're hitting me. I was in the airport the other day and this girl came up to me and she goes, hey, my phone's dead. Could you take a picture of us and email it to me? I was like, is this disrespect or is this just a comfort level that I've created for people?
You're likable.
Like,
That's kind of what you wanted, isn't it?
Really? Do you think?
I think so.
I don't know. Likability is such a weird thing, isn't it?
I mean,
You're like the king of likable.
Has your career gone the way you wanted it to?
No.
What do you want? You've done everything. You wrote and you directed a film. You created your own TV series. You co-created Two Broke Girls. You do stand-up.
You know, I tried to get you in my movie. Do you remember that?
Yeah, it was a scheduling
What
thing.
were you doing? Yeah, there was something. I knew you were gonna do that, you psycho! How dare you!
No.
I'm out of here. Stop filming! I quit.
How are your migraines these days?
They're actually getting better. I used to get them for weeks. I mean, like I couldn't walk, I couldn't see out of my left eye. I'd have like my arm would go numb.
Doesn't Botox help?
You know what? I tried it in my head, like you put it up in your head,
yeah.
but it didn't really help for me.
What about sunglasses on a sunny day?
Yes, you're supposed to wear sunglasses always. I always do. No perfume. I'm the person that gets in fights with people on airplanes when they put perfume on. I'm like, hey, people get migraines. I have to eat at the same time every day, drink coffee at the same time every day. I got this piercing. It's called a daith piercing. Can you see it? Right there? Okay, close. It's very close. Oh God, this cannot be a sexy shot.
Talk about the female brain.
Sorry.
We just saw it. Is the piercing helping, first of all?
Yes, the piercing's helping, and this might not be safe for work, but I got an IUD.
Is that in your ear too? Those are uncomfortable, aren't they?
I've never felt any kind of pain as bad as I did with the IUD. I puked. It hurt so bad.
Really?
Yes. Like I had an ear taken off, bitten off, and sewed back
what?
on from a dog bite.
Really?
Can you see it?
Jeez, look at that.
Can't see that?
Move your finger.
Oh, sorry. Trying to show off that I'm engaged. But when I had this sewn back on, I remember the surgeon like 6 months later, he was like, oh, it took. And I was like, what?
Did you walk into him with your ear in your hand?
Yes, I was holding. It was hanging off my head.
Or were you holding the dog that had the ear in his mouth?
No, the dog I put away. And and they sewed it together, so I just say took for some reason. After he had said that, your ear took.
So your ear took,
My
the
IUD
took. You are engaged.
Yeah.
When I heard that, I thought, wow.
Really?
She finally met the guy.
Didn't see that coming, did you?
And how do you like being engaged?
I don't know, but we're walking into a tree.
Oh.
There's a relief to it. I was telling someone that it's like booking a television show that you know is going to go for 7 years.
Yeah.
You might have to go to Atlanta for 6 months out of the year,
Yeah.
metaphorically and literally, but you know you're secure.
Sure.
Does that make any sense?
Sort of. Not really. I don't know what you're talking about.
I
I look at your Instagram and you are always with your horse up, I don't know where it is, but you're running through the corral and life is good, and you have when I heard you were engaged, I thought, is she getting married to the horse?
He did propose next to my horse.
Really?
He was smart about that. Yeah, I rescued a horse a couple years ago, and this might come as a shock to you, but I have some emotional limitations, and I started doing equine therapy, which is big. Thank you so much.
Yeah, that's.
Just got a round of applause for that.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
He brings a live studio audience wherever he goes.
I do.
Oh God, it's really helped me though. I think part of the reason I am engaged is because of the equine therapy stuff I've done with my horse, because it teaches you that you cannot have an ego, and it teaches you that intimacy and proximity are not the same thing, as I put my head on your shoulder for this
Don't you have to have some kind of ego though?
I think there's a difference between ego and pride.
Yeah.
And that's what horses teach you, because they mirror you. They show you.
Do they really?
Yeah, they show you all your flaws.
Do you have a dog?
5 dogs. You don't follow me on Instagram. I always can find out.
You know what? I might have muted you.
You muted me a long time ago. You can tell who muted you when someone's like, hey, how are you? And
Yeah.
you're like, you don't know. What have you been up to? I've been to 40 cities. When did you mute me, bitch?
Do you think that King, your horse, understands what you're saying?
They read body language. That's how you speak to them.
Do you believe in
Energy.
body language?
I do. I think there's something, I believe, check the statistic on this, but I think 70% of communication is nonverbal.
Do you understand foreign body language? If someone's from France, can you read their
If they're
body?
topless, or if they're, something like that.
If you were on a Caribbean island and there's a topless beach, would you feel comfortable
Going topless?
Yeah.
Well, I've had 3 surgeries on my boobs, reconstructive surgeries.
Yeah.
And I've spent a lot of money on them.
Reconstructive because somehow they got damaged?
Because
What?
I had eating disorders. You would know this if you read my book and didn't mute me.
I put your book on mute. So let's get back to your breasts.
Okay.
Three
reconstructive surgeries, because a lot of people don't know that if you have an eating disorder when you're a teenager, sometimes the side effect is that they grow out uneven.
Yeah.
So my boobs were uneven. They were like, one was bigger than the other and one was taller than the other. Like one could ride a roller coaster and one couldn't.
My testicles are like that, but I leave them like that. I don't care.
So now I feel like, since I don't feel like they're really mine, like I wouldn't feel as weird about it being topless publicly. I'm like,
Yeah.
sure. Like I don't feel possessive about them. Oh my God! Yes, thank you.
Wow.
Did you guys see that? I don't know what we're gonna have to cut out of this, but a guy just found my phone and returned it to me. Can you imagine?
Nothing's worse than losing your phone. I'd rather lose my
I
wallet.
Ubered here. I wouldn't even be able to get home. Literally, I wouldn't have been able to get home.
You
All
could
my
ask me.
nudies, I would have lost all my nudies.
Do you keep a lot of nudie pictures on your phone?
I don't have a ton.
Of you?
Well, I was in a long distance relationship.
That's the worst.
And so I was sending a lot, and when that big leak happened of all the actresses, I went through to see what all my nudies were like, because mine didn't get released, and I was kind of had my feelings hurt. And so I was looking through them, and I was like, I stand by these. Like, they're pretty...
You stand by them.
I realized I would actually be way more mortified if my like inspirational quote screen grabs got leaked. Like, don't ask for a light load, ask for a strong back. Like, ooh.
What is your feeling about your body now?
Oh, we're about to walk into a tree. My feeling about my body now is better than it's ever been.
Yeah, you look very healthy.
Thank you. I try.
When you work on the road, do you have a lot of guys like coming on to you?
I have guys that want to argue with me. I get guys who be like, that's not really very fair.
Well, your stand-up probably intimidates guys.
You think so? Do you?
Don't you talk a lot about how nuts guys are?
No, I mean, I talk about how nuts everybody is, but my last special, I sort of talked about having money for the first time in
That's
my
right,
life. And
yeah.
like a guy, that's what's unattractive, I think,
Yeah.
girls having money, unless you inherited it and then for some reason it's sexy.
That's right.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
If you earn money as a woman, ugh. But if your daddy was rich, it's like, oh.
Right. Not as threatening.
Yeah, there's something sexy about it.
Apparently the money's up for grabs.
Yeah, like she was just born into this like castle, poor thing.
Yeah, it is.
Do you see how
It was-
guys can walk around looking like that?
Well,
He's
God.
so out of shape. I mean, it just could not be more proud of his body. Just
Well,
unbelievable.
but that's good, right?
I guess if you're that guy, like hairs around his nipples, like the whole thing. It's like,
Do you check the expiration date on the bread and stuff in your refrigerator?
yes,
So,
Yes.
how far past expiration will you eat it?
0 days.
Really?
Yeah,
Well, sometimes the eggs say best by February 12th or whatever.
yeah.
You don't really always need best, do you?
No, I just mediocre by.
You're in
They
a
should do a
hurry.
mediocre
They
by.
should
day.
mediocre and horrible by.
Just fine by.
Yeah.
Acceptable by.
What
Yeah.
show have you done that terrified you the most?
Outdoor comedy scares me.
But comedy crowds have gotten a lot better. now.
Have they?
They're kind of trained now. They know what to expect. and
Yeah, but
stuff.
there's the new thing of the filming. Like I was in, you're constantly dealing with people putting their phones up and wanting to get pictures. So I think that they're sort of distracted.
Yeah.
I was in Miami like a year ago, doing stand-up, and these girls were filming me and taking pictures of me, and like sort of like ha ha ha. And I just was like, you guys, can you please stop? And then they looked at me like I was crazy. And in that moment, I realized they were taking photos of themselves.
How often do you search for yourself on Google?
I don't do it. Sometimes if I have to like look for something specific, but I don't just Google Whitney Cummings. Why would you? Are you insane? I did find though.
I think you're getting your voice back.
I think I might be.
I think so.
I
You
think-
just need to take it
I
out for
think
a
I
run.
just needed. It was a little rusty. I had to just dust off the mold. I did Google myself recently because I had a bet with a lot of my guy friends who are comics.
Yeah.
That the internet is meaner to women, and I was showing them how people Photoshop my face on porn stars, and how it's especially hard for female comics because we're holding a microphone, so they have so many great photos to work with because we're always like this,
Yeah.
like ah.
Yeah.
So I actually get my face Photoshopped on a lot of women in wedding dresses, which to me I felt like was.
That's kind of a
I
compliment.
thought
isn't
so
it?
too. I really did. I thought it
Look
was.
at the porno star in a wedding dress.
Porno? Do you say porno?
Yes.
You don't say porn?
Was there a difference, porn and
I
porno?
think it's porn. I love it when guys say porno.
Well, that's kind of like the Italian. Porno.
The porno.
Porno. Yeah. When are you the happiest?
When I'm with my horse and we're hanging.
Yes.
Or-
King.
Yeah, animals. Animals make me happy. Do you think that having a kid will make me happy? You think I'll be a good mother?
Thanks, Whitney. That was a fun hike. And you know the greatest thing about this part of the hike? My car is parked so close to the trailhead entrance, I'm not gonna have to walk at all. How cool is that? Thanks for joining my hike. Please subscribe, turn on notifications, and we'll catch you next time. Happy trails.